From rebellion to domination, how the market swallowed niche, then sold it back. I won't start gently. Niche was never innocent, and the market was never naive. Both knew the game very well. In the early 2000s, commercial perfumes had become cowardly. Yes, cowardly. Light, calculated, filtered through marketing committees, tested on consumer panels before they were tested on skin. Scent was no longer art. It became a financial decision. And when art is managed by fear, it slowly dies. That's when small houses began to emerge, not because they wanted to save the world, but because they were tired of creativity being held hostage by numbers. Serge Lutens didn't ask, will you like this? He said, this is my world, enter it or leave it. Christopher Chong pushed homage into a density Western brands weren't afraid to touch. Alessandro Gualtieri, through Nazimaro, created fragrances that didn't explain themselves, they tested you. Niche wasn't trying to please anyone, it was trying to remind you that the world with the perfume could still be dangerous. But here's a painful truth. Every successful rebellion becomes fashion, and every fashion gets consumed. Niche began as protest, then people began to show it off, then it became desirable, then companies noticed the profits. And the market never leaves money on the table. It didn't fight niche, it studied it. It understood that people weren't only buying ingredients, they were buying a feeling, exclusivity, rarity, and distinction, the sense that you are not like everyone else. So instead of destroying niche, the market learned from it. Then came 2015, Baccarat Rouge 540, not just a success, an acquisition. The mind behind it, Francis Kurdijan. He wasn't a naive rebel, he was strategic. He understood that people don't want total mystery, and they don't want a total safety. They want balance. The formula itself wasn't the secret. Saffron glowing with radiant warmth, jasmine adding clarity without excess romance, synthetic amberwood creating a metallic, luminous aura, but ingredient alone don't create phenomena. The real equation was simple and dangerous. Take niche boldness, soften it slightly, make it understandable, then release it in the Instagram era. Baccarat wasn't revolutionary, it was calculated, and that's what made it powerful, because it proved that the market can absorb any rebellion and then sell it back to us as luxury. Niche said, perfume is art. Baccarat replied, art cannot be power. And here, the greatest paradox of the era appeared. Everyone wanted to be different. But when everyone wore the same, different scent, where was this difference? Baccarat created collective individuality, a phenomenon where millions felt unique while sharing the same signature. And that contradiction didn't come from the fragrance, it came from us. After Baccarat, the balance of power shifted. Niche was no longer underground. The market was no longer afraid of boldness. It learned how to calibrate it, price it, distribute it to make it desirable. Rebellion became strategy. Let's be honest, many niche lovers speak about purity, but once individuality becomes profitable, innocence disappears. The difference between niche and commercial was no longer philosophical, it became financial. We stopped searching for scent alone, we started searching for position, image, and impact. Baccarat gave us that, a scent that was clear, recognizable, and present, but without chaos. Between 2005 and 2015, perfume transformed from a small rebellion to a global phenomenon to a repeatable formula. Radiant saffron became a style, transparent amberwood became a trend, and whoever creates a trend rules the era. Niche began as a scream. Baccarat didn't silence the scream, it institutionalized it. From protest to dominance, from margin to center. But every system creates a resistance, and every dominance creates a bigger question. If individuality becomes collective, what comes next? Because the next phase will not be about uniqueness, it will be about power, about a fragrance that tried to redefine masculinity after its foundation had begun to shake. Aventus, when masculinity tried to look confident in an era that doubts everything. And that's all for today. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and share it. And as always, stay scented.